Live. It says I'm live. Hello, everyone. How are we doing? How are we doing on this wonderful, glorious day? This baking hot day. How you doing, man? Let me know if you can hear me, people. And welcome to the show. Welcome to the live stream. This should be a good one. Um, yeah, I've got an interesting few anecdotes to say about my own personal life and what I think about marriage. So yeah, man, let's want to get this cracking. But first of all, let me know if you can hear me. You have to do the mic check 2 1 2 to let me know all things are well. I can see people in the chat. Hello, Leslie. Hello, Will. How hope you guys are good. Will with a quick one. Oh, you can hear me loud and clear. Oh, well done. Nice one, man. Nice one. I'm glad you can. Welcome, people. There's always like a little delay on this. Always try and make sure because I could be rabbiting on. You don't know what I'm saying. So yes, I always want to make sure. But how we doing? How's the weekend been, man? So far, how's the weather? It is baking hot. I am literally this room is about it feels about 35 degrees right now. It is hot as a mofo right now. It's crazy. Uh John Paul Harrington, how you doing? Yeah, good that you can hear me. Okay, everyone's coming in, man. Progressive path. All good, man. How's your weekend been? Literally the reason why I am doing this subject is because a few things, but one of them is because I've just come back from a wedding. Well, the wedding was yesterday, so I thought it'd be appropriate, which was a banging wedding up in what was it? Up north. No, was it up north or up south? I drove there. I just you know what? I just put the blimmin' postcode in. I'm like, yeah, what's the postcode? Put it in. I think it's in Sussex or something like that. It was about a 2 hour drive, no aircon. My aircon's busted. So literally 38 degrees in the car. We were pouring. It was me, my partner, her parents in the car, baking, cooking, roasting. Yeah, that was peak. That was stressful. When we got there, it was good, man. A lot of drinking, too much drinking. So I've got the electrolytes in here, in my mashup glass there. I've got the coffee on go there. I got a little juice in here, man. I'm gonna alternate between the three just to keep you going. But we have to run it still. You know what I'm saying, man? Um, Will D managed to finish my 7 day fast a few days ago. It was tough, but got there in the end. Oh yes, yes, yes. How did that go? Was that the normal fast of everything, or was it the water fast? Let me know. Wow, doing it in this kind of weather. I went to the gym, man. It was been like even doing that, even exercising, the air just feels thinner. It just feels like you're suffocating. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, well done to you, Will. Grave Rave, what's up, man? What's up, man? How's your weekend been? How was your week been, people? What was the week saying? I feel like I always say it was a hard week for me, but it literally is a hard week. I literally feel like I'm just like struggling at times. Good people, but a hell of a lot of work. And yeah, it is tough. It is tough, man. Just trying to literally the work that I get, I'm finding it hard to do within the time frame of my shift. So I'm having to spend additional hours to equate to that day's work. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not feasible. But hopefully things will smoothen out soon. But yeah, let me know what your days were like, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. And we will get into this whole thing, this interesting subject. And I've got an interesting take on the whole marriage. Is it worth it aspect of things? It's not going to be the take that a lot of the red pill community, manosphere community have. Um, it's a different take, but it's one this one might ruffle a few feathers actually. My thoughts on marriage. It might ruffle a few feathers. So we're gonna give it a couple minutes. Let me get a little juice, and we're gonna get cracking, man. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm. Oh yeah. By the way, if you see him on pop in, my mum and dad-in-law, well, to be, yeah, they're staying over, and the dad might just come in randomly. So I'll let everyone know that I'm filming, but doing this. But you never know. You never know. Well, D, it was just a water fast. First few days was tough, but got easier near the end. Lost 12 pounds. Wow. Okay. Ooh, that's good. That is really good. But I can never do that. I can never do that. So Black Shield, ready to call in? Yes, yes, yes. All right. So how are we gonna do it? This is a call-in show. I've kept the line off for now. What we're gonna do, I'm gonna do my little 15 minutes into the topic. Once the topic is like introduced and my thoughts in it, then I'll open up the lines, man, and anyone can just get in and just talk about this, the whole thing of, do you think marriage is worth it in 2025? Have you been married? Will you never get married? What's your thoughts on marriage? This is a safe place, man. A safe place for the community here, just to get your thoughts across and for everybody to hear your thoughts. You know what I mean? Just don't call with a private number. So you can call via WhatsApp. You can call normal telephone number from the UK. If you're abroad, you can call WhatsApp. As long as it ain't a private number, I will answer. Do you know what I'm saying? Just don't, because they're usually the trolls, innit? Um, who will marry these hussies? Well, this is the thing. I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna get into it because I think marriage. I'm for marriage, but I wasn't for marriage. And I'll tell you why I am for marriage. And I'll tell you, there's a literal. I believe there's a ploy. There's an insidious plot in regards to. I'm gonna save it. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But yeah, I think there's a plot into why people don't like marriage. I think there's a little thing there which I'm gonna go into. Nobody wants to marry secondhand goods. You say nobody wants to marry secondhand goods, but people date secondhand goods. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so what's the difference between marry and date? You know, uh, I mean, if you're getting older, of course you're gonna have people that have been through different things in their lives. But to be honest, for me personally, I actually am good with people being through phases of their lives before they get me, because that gets all that crap out. Because I was a different phase of my life. I was a total different person. I believe you're three people in your life. I believe there's a point where you're obviously a child, and then you get into your teens or 20s. I believe you're another person. You go into this person. I think once you hit 30s and onwards, I believe that's your last final person who you are. That the different character type. And that character has different likes, different tastes, different everything from the previous. So that's what I believe. What's happening, Emily? Good to see you. Good to see you. I think I'm years to come. I think in years to come, love itself will be dying. Well, this is what we've got to try and fight, man, because I think that is a ploy. But I don't want to say too much. I'm going to give it 2 more minutes and I'm going to get into it. And just go through your comments, and I'm gonna peep game, man, and we'll see what you guys, if you guys agree or disagree. 2 minutes. Um, Al Murabitan, Western individualistic ideals of marriage has failed and will continue to fail. Yes, that's what I agree with. But I think there's a reason why it's become individualistic, and I think there's a push for it to be. Um, okay, maybe people are different, but I don't want a woman who slept with a bunch of guys, and they all have. Yeah, they all have. I mean, well, for the most part, for the most part. But at the end of the day, what are you gonna do? I mean, unless you could be celibate, this is life, man. This is unfortunate the way things are. As you go to different countries, or you meet someone that's just not, you know, not that way inclined. It's not. It's going to be hard for you to find someone that hasn't. But then for the same thing, they've had different experiences. So what if you can find happiness with that person? Why would you stop yourself from doing it because what she's done? Unless it's, hopefully it's nothing too terrible, too ridiculous, too disgusting. Do you know what I'm saying? That she can never come back from. For a woman's sake, why would you stop yourself from maybe finding potential happiness? Same from I guess what a woman would see for a guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Um, like Andre 3000 says, "Forever my fiance." I don't even know he said that. I believe, okay, John Paul Harrington, I believe marriage is a sacred bond between two people and God. I'm currently 15 months married and have been with my wife for 12 years. It's about finding the right person. This is great, man. You know what? I'd love, if you feel free, if you feel inclined to, I'd love you to call in when I open up the chat lines. Please call in. I'd love you to share your story. Read a couple more comments. Good to see you, Darren Taylor. I'm for marriage. I'm married, but wow, if you're dating in 2025, I feel for you generally. Financial pressures, dating apps, madness. It's peak. Same. I'm not married, but I feel for people that are dating now. It's Dune. It's a desert wasteland. It's a barren wasteland of individualism, um, sadism, selfishness, hedonism. Not sadism, hedonism. I meant to say selfishness. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. I think we're gonna start. Okay, let me just read this one. Progressive path. I think people shack up based on the OP meeting a list of criteria, physical and financial, rather than necessarily looking for deep emotional connection. Therefore, when stuff hits the fan, yeah, yeah, right. So let me get into it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go into my spiel, and then I want to let you, and then I'll talk about my own experience, and then we'll open up the chat line, man. So, is marriage still worth it? Um, okay, this is what I think. How did marriage, yeah, which was once like depicted as a literal fairy tale, become a nightmare? Like back in the day, it was depicted, for women, as you find your prince and you live happily ever after. A man, it'd be fighting to get the girl and it'd win her and marry. And in the movies, that would usually be the end of the film. The end, the happy ever after, is being with that girl, marriage, and all that kind of stuff. And Hollywood was a main instigator of the pushing out movies like that. But I don't know if you've noticed, but Hollywood movies have gone from marriages that have been in the happy ever after phase into the worst things that can ever happen to you, like the slow march to eventual heartbreak, entrapment, divorce, loss of money, like it's like loss of self. That's what it's been depicted as right now. It's been demonized and replaced by promotions of endless hookup culture, um, women that need to build a career and stuff like that. And over the years, the way marriage has been presented in the pop culture has led to marriages falling. That's why you see them falling in the floor. You see the stats of less people getting married and an increase in divorce rates. That leads to more broken families, which is damaging, I believe, society in a whole. Like, do you remember the programs that I used to have in the early 20s, the early 20s, the early 2000s, like the movies like The Notebook, You Got Mail, Father of the Bride? Weren't they just warm movies, love and cherishing wedding? It was a big event, and you learned, the father learned something, and the father of the bride, he kind of learned that he was giving his daughter away, but his daughter was happy, and he was eventually happy and seeing like this life continue and her starting her own family, all this kind of stuff. you know I was actually doing some research in this. I was kind of checking out, this is my thoughts, so I was like trying to look out stats and stuff like that. I found between the years of 2004 to I think 2010, 2011, Hollywood was releasing like 12 to 50 movies a year, and all based on romances and stuff like that. And then it fell after, so from 2011 to I think the record said 2015, it fell to like they're releasing 7 to 10 movies, because the way what people wanted changed, and Hollywood tried to reflect that, but as well push their own agenda. So let me get this. There's a quote that I found. Yeah, let me get this, and this is from. Here we go. So this is from Billy Mernett, and he's like script consultant, screenwriter, and he said this for Universal. Sorry, he works for Universal, and he said this. It's quite interesting. Okay, the golden era of romantic comedy coming out every week. We're done. We're done with that. But the romantic comedy genre will never die, because whether it's lesbian lovers, a threesome, or a girlfriend in a coma, we are still interested in seeing those stories. I don't think that's ever going to go away. So, from what he said there, it's like marriage, commitment, family values have been replaced by degeneracy, self gratification. Do you know what I mean? Um, you know, in the long term, it doesn't make you truly happy to watch these things. These programs, even like they had friends, like they had their friends on there, and like it'd always be about them going to the coffee shop, and it was like weak men, like, always stupid and stuff like that. And even though Friends was funny, I always felt it being a bit, weak. And then you had other things like My Wife and, is it My Wife and Kids? Or The King of Queens, where it was like they were in a marriage, but he was like fearful of the wife and all these kind of stuff. You know what I mean? It went to that where it's like, oh my God, this is what marriage is? It's like hell, you have to fear for your life kind of stuff. That's what they want to push out in the media. This kind of thing where you're looking at it and it looks like hell. It doesn't. It's not glorified. The whole days of the Waltons, the Cosby shows where they show the family unit and stuff. That structure, that's eroded now. They got rid of that, and it's always like a broken household or angry nagging wife and I don't know, a cheating or idiotic father. Do you know what I mean? This entertainment's trash in the long way. It's like having a cheeseburger, like from McDonald's. At that moment, it's quite all the E numbers and stuff like that. You know, you think, oh yeah, this is great, but it's not like a home cooked meal. It doesn't have the same nutrients in it, and over the long run, you will suffer from it. So anyway, for after that, after those years, what they started to do is push out a lot of the 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 comic book genre, the superhero genre, which I loved as well. But you start to see more a creation of those kind of movies. And what do they say? What do those kind of movies say? They are literally about the individualism, the your own. You can kind of win by yourself. You don't need anyone to help you. You are a superhero, so you don't need a unit anymore. It's all about you and how great that you can be. Now you can look at this and think, oh, this is raising the person, and that's great. That's giving you like sights and stuff like that to set. But what else is it saying? It's saying that you don't want to get tied down because a lot of these superheroes are not tied down to anything. They're just in themselves fighting crime or whatever. It's that lone wolf version, and that's what we see. So this is what it's trying to do. It's trying to bring that whole individualism message. And then you've got the series with the woman, the career woman. She don't care about the marriage. She cares about making senior partner in a man's world and striving to be the next manager and all this kind of stuff, and coffee dates with the girlies and all this kind of crap, was it Sex in the City and all this kind of thing. Ally McBeal and the law firm. Forget the relationship that will hold you down. It's always about the flings with a hot guy and making it in the work world. That's the messaging. Now you may think, oh, this is just what it is, like, but there's deeper reasons why they push these kind of things out there. Um, so you've got the woman being targeted, but it's not just the women, it's the men. The men are being targeted from, as we know, well, if you don't know, you will know soon, the red pill manosphere creators that are all over social media and YouTube. That if you get married, you're most definitely going to get divorced. So why bother? And she just end up taking half. She's just in it for the money. She just wants your money. Don't do it. Your life would be a living hell. So when you're hearing all these kind of messages, why would you even bother get married? And you know what's funny about that? The people like you see it on social media, you hear all these guy got divorced, had to give her half of all this kind of stuff. The stories of Dr. Dre had to give most of his money to his wife and all this kind of stuff. You hear all these things, right? But in the real world, like when I say the real world, the world that's around me or the world that's around you, well, I'll speak for me, example. I know a lot of married people. And I know married people that have been married for 20, 30 odd years. Some married only 5 years. And these people have been together for the most part. They've got, not saying they haven't had any issues, but they've got a successful family. The kids are doing well. So I'm speaking to them. They're well educated. They're grounded. They've got the right sort of feminism, the feminine and masculinity that's been from the mother and the father that's been induced in them to create them a good, decent product of society with good morals, good values. And I've seen that. Go to if you go to Hungary or something like that, you'll see or Budapest when I went there, you'll see so much of the family unit, so much people units together, and they're in partnership with each other, and they're doing well, man. The kids are happy. They're in a good space. Do you know what I mean? And you're seeing that, and you're like, well, hold on. On social media, they're saying that the woman's going to take half. But in the real world, the woman's there in a feminine, making him a sandwich or making the guy whatever food or whatever, and he's going to work, bringing in the bacon, whatever. Or you've got marriages where they both work and they both cook and all that kind of stuff. But in that unit, they've created something good, and the kids haven't gone off. They haven't gone off to some negative viewpoint. They've been stable. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man. That's the messages that they show us on these red pill communities. You know, oh, she's just gonna cheat on you, the Channel Tyrone. You know, and we see sorts of things. You know, like I said with celebrities, and though though you see this, don't think that this is it. This is the world, and this is everything there is. I've realized over the amount of time, and that's because I've been there for a long time. I've been there for 41 years. I've noticed a lot of the stuff you see on social media isn't a core reflection on the real world. Do you know what I mean? But I think when we're stuck in that, we think this is what the world is. Social media is a cesspool at times, and the real world doesn't necessarily work like that. So what you've got, right? So it's crazy, right? I've clocked it. You've got feminism that have kind of saying, don't be a slave to the man. They just want to trap you. You can do it on your own, girl. All my women independent. Oh, your hands up with me. All this kind of crap, right? I don't cook. I don't all this kind of stuff. Let's do it. Girl power. All this kind of Spice Girl crap, right? And then on the other side, you've got the, hey bro, treat her mean and keep her clean. No, was it treat her mean and keep her clean or whatever. Man, dump her, use her, get what you can from her, do what you can and dump her before she takes all your dough, you know what I'm saying? You've got that. So you've got the feminism and you've got the kind of red pill manosphere. And it's almost like the political game where you've got two opposing sides, but it's one puppeteer masking as two different things. And they're both leading people from their different viewpoints into the same box. The don't trust her, don't trust him. They're going to hurt you. They're going to take half. Do you see what they're trying to do? So then you ask yourself, why are they trying to do this? Let me take a little drink. Um, why are they trying to do this? Don't trust the other sex. Don't trust the other person. They're just going to use and abuse. You know what I'm saying? Um, Ditch all that kind of stuff. It's the separation agenda, which has it's been there for a while. I've spoken about it for a while, but not this kind of aspect of it. But it's the whole thing of divide and conquer. You know, you destroy the community, destroy the family, destroy and corrupt religion. That's what these people do. If you do all these things, you have no unity. It's like that metaphor with a twig. So a man has one twig, easily break it, right? Imagine if you put 100 twigs in his hand. You're gonna break it. Blooming hard. There's 100 twigs there. But what you do, you get rid of, you separate them, and you take each twig up and you snap them. It's that whole classic divide the people and conquer. There's um there's five primary institutions in our society. You've got family, you've got education, you've got religion, you've got government, and you've got economy, right? Now, family is number one. Family is first because it's a primary unit of our society. It's the primary building block. This is where we build the future, aka our children, to be shaped morally, emotionally in our society the right way. Marriage is the intrinsic starting point for this. For this point here, and it provides a stable environment for raising children. But you've got people now that are hoping not to have a partner. I'm hearing women talk about, I just want a seed, just give me sperm, whatever. I just have a baby and do it by myself. You're wanting people to do that. We've been so co-opted into be fearful of the other gender. It's great. It's what a great plan they've done. What a great plan the powers that be have executed because it's working. Anyway, let me go to the comments. Let me see what you guys are. Let me see what you guys are saying. Um, so Emily Lucas says The family unit's being attacked from all directions. Yeah, you've got obviously, so you've got the family, but then you've got politics. So people, if someone believes left and someone's right and all this kind of stuff. But that's why I don't vote, because the politics is, you think they're opposing sides, and then you see them together laughing. I remember seeing Biden and Trump laughing. But hold on, and they're supposed to be enemies. Do you know what I'm saying? You've got the attack on religion, which has been co-opted, been destroyed, been made to look a fool of. You know, it's like it really is so clever how they've done this. They've really destroyed it. So we're looking at the other sex as an enemy now. The men are looking at, I hear it, men are looking at women, and men don't trust women. Everyone's talking about, passport bros and stuff like that. Women are like, oh, these guys, you see, all the cat whistling and they're creeps and dangerous. It's this fear thing that these people operate in fear, and you saw it, fear used in its most potent guise in 2020 with the media. This fear, I've witnessed it. Fear is so powerful. Once you get people fearful, you can get people to operate a certain way out of this fear. I'm telling you, the red pill, manosphere, and feminism are the same thing. They're just opposing sides. It's the same puppeteer laughing at us as it plays off each other as we're all fighting and stuff. You know? Kay Williams says God's word tells us how the husband and wife should live in their relationship. Yeah, it does. That's what marriage is. It's attachment to God. It's what God brought in. It's what God did from Adam and Eve. It's a godly thing to do, and I take the vows very seriously. I'll talk about my because I was married, divorced now, but I'm going to marry again. But I'll talk about my own experience in a bit. But let me open up the phone lines. I'll go through the comments as well. But let me open up the phone lines. So hold on, let me put this on, man. You can see there at the bottom. You know what I mean? Like Sky News, isn't it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the number there, man. So hold on. Let me sort this out. Give me 1 second, bro. I mean, it's not really professional how I'm doing this, but hey, man, it's what we do. 1 second. Hold the thought, people. I should really have I should have an assistant doing this. Do you know what I mean? I should get my partner to be doing this kind of stuff and be my assistant. No, joking. Feminist, steady on. I'm only joking. All right, so yeah, man. All right, we're good. So phone lines are open, man. Phone lines are open. Like I said, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what people have to say about this, because I think it's a really interesting topic. Because I want to hear from anyone that has strong views, or just to say that, yeah, they believe in marriage, they don't believe in marriage, and why, that sort of thing. So yeah, man, that's the number there. You can call via WhatsApp, or you can call normally if you're in the UK. I think the number's in the description as well, but I'll keep that rolling. And while we're doing that, let's go for a few comments while we're waiting for anyone to call. Paul Livis says, they don't hide their true nature. Intentions are obvious. Men ignore, overlook all the red flags and set zero boundaries. Then they're surprised when the woman has no respect for them. But that's people having respect for themselves as well. There is an aspect of it where you need to have respect for yourself. And got a caller. Let's do this. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing? What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, I think I'm watching on TV. I might be a bit delayed on that. I'm Progressive Path, mate. How's it going? You can call me John, though.
Okay, John. No worries, man. Thanks for calling, man. It's good to hear from you. What do you wanna say?
Well, basically, my sort of experience, I'll relay that first and then sort of put across, what my perception of marriage is in a more sort of societal context, shall we say.
Mhm.
So, I'm now 45. 20 years ago, 2005, I met the love of my life working in a sales job where I was one of the sort of top salesmen there at the time, and that sort of brought me onto a radar, if you see what I mean. You know, got me the attention that I warranted, and that sort of one thing led to another. Within 3 months, we were engaged.
Hmm.
And to be honest, man, I've not looked back since then. You know, sort of 3 kids later, and I can't sort of, you know, say, anything negative about it really at all. Obviously, people have their ups and downs,
Yeah.
challenges bringing up 3 kids and whatnot. But for me, it has been, sort of overwhelmingly positive, pretty
Okay.
much in line with what you've said.
Yeah. Where do you live?
So I'm from Manchester originally, but
Okay.
I live in Northern Ireland. I've lived in Northern Ireland now for the last 10 years.
Okay, okay. And do you, so I don't know if you're on social media that much, or but do you, because there seems to be this kind of viewpoint where it's, women are dangerous, you need to leave the country, men are like, bad and toxic. Do you, in the real world, in where you are, do you see this same viewpoint? Do you have the same viewpoint? Do you see the same things?
Mm. Unfortunately, I would say that the way in which sort of social media is framing the debate is it's kind of got its hand round our throat as a society, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it is starting to squeeze us a bit more. So that's kind of the input variable, which is
Okay.
going to start to take time. But the output variable, because I wouldn't imagine that if I was to be in the scenario that I was 20 years ago, that how shall I put it, the opportunity would not be there for me if I was 25 now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, because it would partly frame my views. And the other thing, I don't really think the workplace would be, how shall I put it, so liberal about work colleagues doing things together, if that makes sense, as
Right.
it would be in this day and age.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
on the point you're making about sort of society as a whole and the way social media is sort of changing the way people perceive things. I mean, you look at the way in which people's voting intentions has changed over time. You've got this Reform Party likely to come through, and that is all due to what's happening with social media,
Yeah.
and the impression it's having. So the output variable is going to be, yeah, declining marriage rates, scenarios where everyone's wanting perfection, but then they're never finding it. It's a bit like, have you ever seen the film Tron Legacy with Jeff Bridges?
Oh no, I haven't. That looked too weird for me, man. I need to. I saw
Right.
bits of it. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can get into this. I've heard good things about it, but I haven't seen it. No.
Yeah, so at the end, there's like this discussion between Jeff Bridges at age 60 odd to a computer generated image of him at 40 odd.
Yeah. Okay.
And the 40 odd one is like, I've created the perfect system, effectively saying to the older guy, you've ruined it. And then the older or more learned Jeff Bridges says to him, perfection, it's unknowable, yet it's right in front of us every time.
Yeah.
So, what effectively it means is everybody's sort of looking for the next biggest and best thing, but they'll
Yeah.
never find, that the what ticks their boxes, but they'll just more sort of sit back and get in that deep emotional connection with somebody. You will find that it might just sort of happen or come to you. You just have to have that leap of faith. You see what I mean? That's the important factor.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's probably led due to the fact of the whole hedonism and looking at the better thing, the better deal on social media, seeing oh, this person's going out here with this person, and oh, I haven't done that, and this is what can be attainable. So we're always looking for something else. We're getting programmed now to get it can get bigger and better, and look what this couple has. Look what this people can do, and I think it's that comparison trap that we get into a lot of the times, and it's just like, what is it that sort of makes you happy? What is it that will fulfill your needs and your pleasures and gives you true happiness instead of looking at what other people have and wanting to aspire to that. I think it's that whole personally, I think it's that whole thing, man. And I see that a lot, which is why sometimes I had that as well. I had that sort of aspect, and you look on social like, oh gosh, he's got he's doing this, he's got this car, when can I, that sort of thing, and this girl's doing good and she does that for him, when can I get that? And I think you just got to calm down from that. I think it comes with age though as well. I think the longer you live, for me anyway, the more you kind of realize a lot of it's BS, man. It doesn't, because sometimes when you get the thing that you thought was the greatest, you get it and you're like, oh, Like it's like I don't know if you've ever seen this animated movie. Have you ever seen Soul? Um,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Do you know that bit where he does the guy? So the main guy, he does I think he performs in that jazz club, and then he's talking to a lady, and he's like, "What is this? Is that it?" And then she talks to him about the fish being in the pond, and he's like, "I want, you know, I'm in the water. I want to be in the ocean." It's like, you know, this you are, you know, and he's like, "What this whole thing now? This whole water? I want to be in the ocean." And it's always that looking for that greater thing, that's something else. Do you know what I mean? It's yeah, it's an interesting way, man. I think if we don't shape that, we won't truly be happy. But anyway, yeah, no,
yeah.
no, it's yeah. Sorry, is anything you want to say?
Yeah, and I'm just saying, sort of striving in sort of life generally. Yeah, always sort of striving for improvement is obviously a good thing. But when you're onto a good thing, why not lock it down if that makes sense
Yeah,
from my point of view? Because the way I sort of thought, I could look for 100 years and not find someone like this. So that's how it sort of worked out for me. But I do understand the frustrations of young men and women today in terms of they've sort of got to compete with all these other voices in their ear that are telling them not to do what could work out well for them. So very confusing time we live in, my friend.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It is. Hopefully, it'll get better. Thank you so much for your call, man. I'm
All right.
hoping you can call again next week.
Yeah, yeah, indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
I'll watch the rest of the show.
Thank you, thank you. Take care.
All right, take care.
All right,
All
cheers.
right.
Bye. Yeah, very very interesting interesting point there. Um, hold on, can I some things? It's sorry. Yes, yes, very interesting. Let me just read this super chat. So we've got the super chat squad, man. Come on, come on, come on, man. Thank you so much from Alert Stillness. Appreciate the 9.99. Appreciate that, my friend. What do you think of Passport Bros movement? Of the Passport Bros movement, men traveling overseas for more cooperative women. What do I think of that movement? Man, I ain't gonna lie. When I first saw it, I was thinking, boy, maybe I need to, maybe I need to do that myself. No, I had a real issue with ladies in the UK. Personally, not it was because they weren't for me. I'm very traditional. I'm very old fashioned. My view set is very old fashioned. I like to be the doer, the worker, that kind of stuff. To get it done, bringing in the bread, have a feminine lady. And I just realized that a lot of the females, I think a lot of them were ones that I was attracted to, the ones I was meeting, attracted physically. A lot of them were just in their masculine, and I think they drank the Kool Aid, man, with all this kind of, you know what I mean, boss babe and all this kind of stuff, like, and it was just, we just didn't connect because of what I thought, my beliefs, you know. But there's also guys that I haven't been friends with a lot of guys in here because I find a lot of men here have been walked as well. Like everyone feels like NPCs to me. Everyone feels fake. It feels like an illusion I'm in, or maybe I'm the illusion. Do you know what I mean? But with foreign women from certain countries, I noticed there was this traditional factor, which is why a lot of the women that I dated started to be foreign because they just had the qualities. They just seemed to be more in their femininity, you know. So yeah, I didn't become a passport bro. I was a stay-at-home bro, because the passport, the national girl came to me from Hungary, you know. So, but yeah, you know, I do think that there was a time I might have even looked at it because today is a it's a minefield. It seems that all the good ones are been taken. And I hear the horror stories. Listen, I was in a wedding yesterday and I spoke to this guy. He was probably in his 60s and he met someone on Hinge actually. And they've been together for like 5 years now or 4 years, he was saying. So you can still meet people, you know, it is possible. And me and my partner, we actually met on a dating app, if I didn't tell you. We met on Tinder, you know, so and I never thought I'd be a person to get someone on a dating app, but it happens. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man. Listen, wherever you want to fit, listen, do what you need to do. That's what I say, man. Whatever works for you, do it. If you need to go overseas, go overseas. If you need to stay here, if you can find someone here that works for you, go find someone here. Do you know what I mean? We're so trapped. We're so into what other people think, what other people think of us and what's a good thing to do, what's a bad thing. What's a good thing for you, man? In the end of the day, I think we just got to stop listening to, what we're seeing as, I had the whole. I'll move off this topic because I'm waffling, but I had this whole thing of, because obviously I'm with a white woman, and I had the whole, looking at me, you're a disgrace to your race. I've had comments like that. I've had looks and stuff like this, and I'm like, man, why are you? If you were with someone that wasn't your race, I wouldn't even care. I don't. I wouldn't even look at you. I don't care. Like, do your thing. Whatever makes you happy, be happy. I've never been into. I was like when I was younger. I was like, oh, I need to be with a black woman, and that's it. But then you get older, you're like, well, hold on. You got all these different people, all these different flavors, all these different things. Like, why stop yourself from experiencing something? You know. On that, I should lead into my marriage. So I said I was going to talk about this. I'll do a couple more comments and I'll just talk briefly about my own relationship, my own experience with marriage. Um, um, okay, Al Morabitan says, it's crazy though, because when I'm at work, it's almost laughed at by people who seem to want to continue living a life of individualism. But when I have private convos with people want family. You know what was funny? I remember, right? Yeah, I remember watching, because I like to watch reactions to things, and I'm a big fan of Cobra Kai. So I just have I'm a big fan of Cobra Kai, and I'm a weirdo. I like to watch people react to it and see if they like the parts that I like, that sort of thing, right? And in the last season, there was a bit where Johnny, so one of the characters, Johnny, is going to marry Carmen, but Carmen's mum, they're Mexican, and Carmen's mum, yeah, because Johnny was going to have a baby with this girl, with Carmen. Carmen's mum wanted them to be married first because they weren't married, so the baby be born out of wedlock and stuff like that. It's old, traditional that viewpoint on like having kids and being married first, that sort of thing. I remember the reactors reacting to it. They were like, "Ugh, like what's that about?" Like they're almost disgusted by that, right? Now these reactors have seen a lot of stuff. They've seen transgenderism, all sorts of stuff, homosexualism, like all sorts of things. They've seen all sorts of things, right? Which is fine. I don't have any problem. Do what you do. Literally, anyone's free to do what they do. I always say, do what you do. As long as it don't hurt anyone, you're happy to do whatever makes you happy inside. Screw everyone else, right? In that regards. But I'm like, you've seen all these things, and this is the first time I've seen you go, a traditional Christian value. Well, I don't know if it's just Christian. I know it's probably maybe in other religions. I'm not too familiar with other religions, but they went to that. You've seen all these other things, but you go to that, to wanting not to be married in, to not have a baby out of wedlock. Yeah, you might not agree with it. You might think, oh, that's old fashioned, but to go to have such a strong reaction to it kind of shows us where we are and what they've done with religion. You know, me and not me, the person me says, man, I've tried Hinge for so long. You can get matches, yes, but 95% of the time you get ghosted after talking to them for like a bit. Maybe there's a whole monkey branch thing. They just find someone else with a better hairline, taller, richer. I don't know. Because there are people like this, unfortunately. Okay, someone liking Whirlwind, well led, emotion, spot on, brother. So someone give me some shout out there. Paul Levis says, white is right, just saying. Well, maybe it's for you. Maybe black is right for someone else. Do you know what I'm saying? It's whatever is right for you, man. Do you know what I'm saying? All right, so let me, and this is a good segue into my marriage. So previous marriage I had. And I'll tell you why I'm talking about it. So I was married in 2014 to a girl, her family from Ghana. She was born over here. We lived with each other for 10 years. And I'm from a Caribbean family. And for those who know Caribbean people, we don't really tend to have people that are married in a family. It's just not. It's unfortunately Africans, yes, but Caribbeans, not so much. Unfortunately, for the most part, not all, but most. So I always saw marriage as I was unfamiliar with it, and I really took it seriously in regards to when they said, "till death do us part" and stuff. Those words frightened me. I used to see them in movies and think literally there's some secret kind of chain that's when they're saying that, like been locked to the other partner. And if you break at any time, you're going to hell. Like literally, I think in my subconscious I thought that. So I took the wedding thing very seriously. So I didn't really want to get married. But then I think I was kind of pressurized into doing it. I say pressurized, it was my fault. Because it was like, well, you've been together for 10 years, when you're gonna get married, when you're gonna get married, when you're gonna get that's all I ever heard from my family, her family. It was a constant thing. Um so anyway, we decided, let's do it. Let's do it, might as well. And I was just thinking to myself, maybe I'll just put, it would just happen. You know what I mean? I don't feel the marriage yet, but maybe if I put on that ring, it'd be like, I'm into marriage now. Like I thought something like that was going to happen. It was just going to like, oh, I feel the power, sort of thing. So I was like, yeah, let's do the marriage. I'll catch the feeling. Um, so anyway, and I remember going to get married, and we was on the way there, and I literally felt dead inside. I remember my best man at the time. We're on the car on the way to the wedding, and my best man said to me, "How do you feel?" And I was like, "I don't feel nothing. Like I feel hollow. I feel empty. I don't feel fear. I don't feel anything." Which is probably a bad. Well, it was a bad sign because we ended up getting divorced a couple of years later. Yeah, it was a nightmare from the honeymoon. It was arguments from then. Um, we literally, yeah, we had a flat, a car. I literally didn't get any of that. I left with my clothes in bin liners. I left my clothes in bin liners. She took she had the flat. It was in her name because my name was. I had, yeah, a lot of like bad debt and stuff. So we weren't getting the mortgage where we put both our names down. We were getting declined. So I was there as a guarantor. But anyway, she took the flat, the car. I took my clothes in bin liners. After that, I was very, very, very. I had a very shoddy view on marriage and on women. I was on this red pill thing. I was aggressively on it, and I started to develop hate, like for women. That experience kind of made me fearful and angry and protective against women. Like, they only use you, or, like they can't be trusted, like that sort of thing. And then later on, watched a lot of the red pill movement, started pushing out more content, and I was watching these certain videos like you know the woman only goes for Chad or Tyrone, monkey branching, you need to they only want a high value male, they don't, they use them first. I was just watching I was watching stuff like that. I was watching things like that, and literally it was changing me into something. It was making me go into something that I weren't that person. And I really had to sort of undo all that. And then I start, because it wasn't making me happy. That's kind of stuff, right? It kind of makes you like all this stuff. I don't know if you realize, but you're dying on it. You kind of overdose over it. But is it really giving you the happiness? Oh, be alone, like don't trust them, use and abuse, all that kind of stuff, like, hump and dump, going to the next, play them first, all that kind of thing. Like, it doesn't really give you any happiness, man. It's again like taking a Big Mac or whatever, McDonald's. Instant gratification, but long term effects can be brutal. It was making me something that wasn't a good person. It wasn't giving me true happiness. So I discovered that, and I had to undo the work. And I met my partner now, and she was talking about marriage, and I was like, yeah, and I was like going with it, whatever kind of thing. Maybe I'll stall it. And then I think it was when we went to her families for the first time, and I kind of met her parents. I saw the family. I saw that everyone was married. I saw the units. I was looking around. I was like, God, that made me jump the phone. Oh, okay. I was going to answer that, but they stopped. Ring again if you can, man. Sorry, you caught me off guard there. I was in a deep one. Yeah, it kind of made me think, wow, this whole marriage, like this is good. This is doing good for the family, for the kids, for their raising their children. Um, these people are in units. They're together. They're fighting things like head on, but they know they've got a partner to do it with. Let's answer this call. Hello.
Hello. I held off Renan. I didn't want to disturb you.
Oh yeah, you made me jump. Yes. No worries, man.
Yeah.
I was into the waffle. I was into the waffle, man. But no worries. Thanks for calling, man. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm Paul. I can't believe you read that comment. That was so hilarious.
Which one?
The white is right. That made me. I nearly burst.
Yeah. Hey, listen, like I said, it may be for that person, but black or brown, it's for right for other people. It's whatever makes you sort of happy, you know. It's for me, it's not one rule fits, you know. It's whatever is good for you. And that time, things may change in your life where it's a certain type of person's good for you, and you know, what I mean, later on it might be something else. So that I'm always open to that. But yeah, that was a funny comment. Not gonna lie.
Earlier on, there, you said that religion's being attacked, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't agree with that. I think you're kind of on the point, but I don't think religion's been attacked at all. I think it's one particular religion that's under attack.
Okay. And what do you think that's Christianity?
Well, it's not Scientology. It's not
Yeah.
Buddhism.
All right.
It's not certainly not the small hats.
So, all
It's
right.
only
So,
Christian values that I see they're under attack. Anything else is completely trendy and cool.
yeah. So, all right. So, explain it. So, why do you think they're under attack? I agree with you to a point, but go into it. Why do you think so?
Well, that's why I wanted to bring it up because I think all my points are going to come back to that at the end of the day. That's an attack on Christianity. Because when we look at marriage, there's two different things. There's a commitment that you do to God, and you do that in front of your family and your community and your friends.
Yeah.
So they all bond and stick it together. But if you're talking about a government contract, they allow a man to marry a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
they're not even the same. They're not even. They shouldn't even be remotely considered the same thing.
Okay. Okay. So, what do you think is the reason for it, for being attacked? Why that one religion?
Well, because you summed it up. If they can take, it's an attack on all fronts. It's not just religion. I think you're saying it's an attack on art. It's an attack on the way people do. I mean, that's what your whole channel's about. It's about how we're being attacked from all areas. And I think the more they can promote the single woman, if you're not in the household, your child's going to be raised by TV and the government.
Yeah. 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 What?
And
What?
one that's really interesting, you will love this, is feminism came out of theosophy and spiritualism and Wicca and goddess worship. So if
Hmm.
you look at Helena Blavatsky or Margaret Sanger, that's what they were like really into.
Okay.
So it is a worship of a goddess instead of in turning everything upside down, I think.
Yeah. Okay. And what's your particular views on marriage? Are you married? Do you believe in it? Are you against it? What's your views on that?
I think if you do a commitment to God, then that's what you have to do. Because if you're not doing it to God, then what's your commitment to? It's going to be down to chemicals and imbalances in your body, and
Yeah.
that's just fluid and random. It has to be, everything has to be under God, or it doesn't have structure, moral, or foundation. If not, what are you basing it on? What's the foundation?
Mm. And are you married yourself then?
No, because I'm like you. I mean, if you don't mind me saying, I think you're in a different world to me because you're probably an 8 out of 10. So you're actually getting women. But I think once you're below where you are, I don't think men are getting anything. And that's why they're accepting such low quality because they'll take anything. And they're not setting the boundaries and they're ignoring the red flags. I think women are very honest. And I think they tell the man in their own way what's up and the
Yeah.
man either chooses to go along with it and ignores what's going to happen because they want sex, right?
Right. Yeah, you threw me
I've
off.
done it, and the real reason why relationships didn't work was because I was accepting nonsense. I think.
Okay. And now what is it? You have more sort of self-respect for yourself. You know what you want. Is it that's changed? So you won't tolerate certain things?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you just have to set boundaries. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Interesting. I'm not sure about the 8 out of 10 though, man. I'll go for a 9. No, I'm only joking. Yeah,
I'm
listen.
not joking. I don't know if you've heard about the ratio, but women only they swipe like only 20% of the time.
20% of the time. To be honest, I don't even. Yeah, yeah. I hear there's a lot of bots
So that
there as
means
well, and
80% of men are getting zero attention. That's why they're getting ghosted. It's like you said, they're monkey branching.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They see someone better, and it's the next onto the next, isn't it? Yeah, I
And
remember my friend said he had an app and he gave it. I think he was using this girl's app, a dating app, and then he looked in the amount of like messages. It was like hundreds and hundreds of messages from guys, and then from himself, he's not even getting any. Do you know what I mean? Or hardly any. And it's just the ratio is just so off, man. It's very hard. It's much harder for a
and
man.
I'm going to let you go, but I want to make the most fascinating point that I've ever heard on the subject.
Mm.
And it was so fascinating. I didn't get it at first. It took about 3 days when I was walking down the road for it to like click. I was like, boom, I get it. And I'm going to try and explain it the best way I can. Feminism shouldn't be allowed to exist. If you think about it, it shouldn't be allowed to exist. The fact it does exist proves the woman's point. All these crazy women that are acting crazy, they're actually correct, because the fact they're allowed to do that proves that men aren't leading. If the
Yeah,
men were actually leading, feminism wouldn't be there in the first place. So you
yeah,
can't really blame the women, because they should be following the leadership of men. Because the leadership of men is so weak, by allowing such nonsense as feminism and all nonsense just in all areas, right? Anyway, you look, it's nonsense.
yeah.
So it's actually fault for not taking the leadership. It goes man, woman, child. If the man isn't leading, obviously the woman's going to go crazy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, I understand. And if it's the management's always to blame
So that
if the
proves they're right.
yeah, yeah, interesting. Oh well, thanks so much for your call, man. Hopefully you call
Yeah, I
again. I
love your
really
stuff. You'll
appreciate
be
that.
surprised who copies your work out there. So we're in the old guard conspiracy world, and people are always like showing your stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
So I think a lot
brilliant.
of people are waking up to it, you know. So
Good.
a lot of people can relate to you. I think you're more well known
Oh
than you
well,
are.
that's fascinating to know. I did not think that,
Yeah.
man. But it's good to hear that,
And the
man.
last thing to say is you've already completed the mission. If
Yeah,
you're a father and your kids don't end up in jail or sick, then I think you've just nailed it. I think that's what the battle is to get your manhood where it is right now
mm.
out of play. So I think you've conquered it. You don't even need to get involved in this fight. I think you're already out of the system.
Yeah. Well, so far, so far. Let's see how it goes in the future,
Yeah.
man. But yeah,
Congrats.
thanks for calling, man. Take care.
Yeah, anytime.
All
I'll
right,
see
see
you
you later.
soon.
Bye, bye. Oh, that was a very interesting call, man. Very good, very good. Like that, like that. Some good things. I definitely think it's well, if you are the leader of any business or anything like that, who goes? If you're in a football club, if the team are doing badly, they don't sack all the players, do they? They sack the manager. So yeah, he's yeah. I do think that if you're leading wrongly, then if your household's not in order, all this stuff, all this tomfoolery is allowed to go on. Then yeah, there's some questions that need to be asked of the hierarchy. You know what I mean? All good says going top G back off. What are you? What are you? A top G back off? Oh, okay, Paul. Oh, this is some. I sometimes do. I get into conversation that people are having, man, and I'm just like, well, what's that about? Progressive Path says feminism should exist, but you need to beat it through debate. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about beating it through debate. I notice when you debate certain things, you can't debate with someone that believes a certain topic. There's some people that you can change them around if you put facts to them, but personally speaking, when I've tried to debate people on certain things, like 2020, what was happening then, um, when people are set in their ways, they won't budge any direction other than what they believe in. So a lot of the time, you could be wasting your time debating with people. I find it more thing to set an example, lead and get people on your side as much as you can, and then just lead from example. Hopefully, they can see that. But a lot of it is just making sure your house is in order, getting your unit right, and a lot of this stuff that's come out now. I've realized it's hard to fight because it's so strong. What you can do is have more people like us, like this community, like me speaking about this and just spreading the word and people that want to take to it. Let's say if 20 people listen to this word, if that one person takes it on and changes their values and their beliefs, then what if they do that same thing? What can they achieve? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, man, I do think we need to we need to push back on this. And I do think, like I was saying, it's it's the feminism, it's the red pill community manosphere. like don't get like some good things from feminism, like regards to equal pay and stuff like that. Great, cool. Some good things in regards to loving yourself, but also having self worth. Yeah, good, cool. But there's other things there that are detrimental to your ongoing happiness, and it's doing that. It's fighting off each other, and the person's there laughing while these two. It's the same old play, same old political thing that they do, man. Have the two opposing sides fighting off each other. We are gonna round up now. Let me look at some more. Let me look at some comments. So this is haha, no, bro, not top G, but I don't believe these women don't date under 8 to 10s. I'm a Jew looking bro. Oh gosh. And I did really well on the dating apps before I met my current partner of 6 years. Okay. Lisa says women should be able to be feminists if they want. I just personally believe it's quite harmful to themselves in society. Well, this is what I think. This is what I think. That's why I'm not like again, like eradicate them. I'm just do what you think is happy, but I don't think being, you know, the career woman, because I think it's a woman's natural yearning to be a mother. That's why you hear a lot of like cat mums, all this kind of stuff, because it's that nurturing that they don't have from raising a child. So they do it through like cats and stuff like that. They have that natural yearning to raise and be feminine. Men have that natural dominance to that's why we produce so much as well, sperm and stuff like that, because we can produce and create from that. And do you know what I mean? That's what a man is there for. That's why we've got what we have, and a woman has what she has. And I feel that what they're trying to do is suppress our key strengths in that regard, suppress who we are as people. And the media is, is doing its thing. It's doing its usual thing of pushing out the message. It's like it's getting its cool cards. Like, what do we want us to push to the masses? Yeah, we want to push out individualism. We did fear in it. Yeah, let's do more fear. Put individualism, hate the other sex, go, and they push out all these kind of things, Um, okay. Football 247 says a friend who is British is going abroad to get married, cannot find suitable match in the UK. Al says make sure you don't go Morocco. We got super chat squad, man. Again, the UK economist. Oh man, blimmin' hell, man. I'm honored at this, man. But thank you so much. Thank you. £5, man. That'll get me a nice drink. Thank you so much. It says if native Brits don't get married and start families at a high rate, another demographic will eventually become the majority due to their high birth rate. Yeah, yeah. That's true, man. We need to. I understand that. I understand that. But that's the thing. We need to get the mindset right. And the mindset I find in a lot of Brits, not all. I definitely want to say that, but a lot of them are watching all these reality shows, all these programs, all these people, and they're just not. It's very superficial. It's very hedonistic. It's very self. Um, it's not of any sort of um, real substance, and that's what you're finding. So you're finding them very superficial. That's what I find when I was dating English girls and stuff like that. I just found them the ones I was meeting. Not all, but most were very superficial, very hollow, very just on this empowerment, very masculine in their masculine frame. And like I said, with foreign girls, I was finding them more feminine, more traditional. It's like they haven't been co-opted or conversed yet. So this is the thing that's going to have to, because I won't be able to deal with anything like that. I can't be with someone like that. I'd rather be by myself, and if that's the case. I'm masculine. I can't be with a masculine girl. It just won't work. I've done it before. Don't work. It don't work. Um, uh, okay, all good says the men are walking away from unreasonable birds. That's when you find birds that are reasonable. That's the thing, man. You need to go. If you need to travel for it, go travel. But you need to make sure. I think the way we do this, right? The way we solve this issue, right, is not the doing what we need to do as a whole, right? I think if everyone kind of does it, where they try and concentrate on their family unit, concentrate on having a unit, a family in the right way, being religious or not religious, but having morals and values. And if we set that precedent for that younger children who are going to be the future, who are going to shape the world, I think we all need to try and do that in our own households. I think that's how. Because I'm just thinking, how can we change this? How can we stop this from happening? I think it's something that's going to happen over time. But I think more of this. That's why I'm going to keep talking this message, man. And I think more people are going to listen to this. And like the caller said, if they're believing this, they think like this. If you think how I think, if you feel how I feel, we will try and change it from within, create this household with morals and values. You know what I mean? Like none of this. I'm not, like I said, do what you do, but none of this OnlyFans stuff will be in my household. If it's in the household, you get out of the household. Do you know what I mean? None of this immoral stuff. I don't. It's not for me. You want to do it, fine, but I just find it immoral. I find it not right, not holy, not of God, not just not moral, man. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah. Um, MJ is having if having no friends a red flag. Not necessarily, man. Having no friends might be your social clock is not clocking. And you just like, or you've kind of seen everyone for being NPCs. Everyone's like the same into the same crap, and you're just not a part of it. You can't connect with the world. I don't think having no friends is a red flag. I think that could be a sign that they're actually a decent person, and they've realized a lot of the people out there are just misguided. They just don't want to have any energy around that. They just don't want to have any people around them like that. So no, it's not. I don't believe it is. Um. Okay. So okay. All right then. Well, yeah, man. We're gonna wrap up now, man. I'm going to. I didn't even drink some of my drinks here, man. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna go get some food, and drink some more drink. It has been a crazy one, but this has been a good stream, man. I really have enjoyed this topic. I really feel strongly about this. Um, but wait, this was funny. Gio, I just seen your comment. This chat is very male dominated. So you guys been so hurt. Oh man, you know what? Actually, before I go, that comment actually reminds me, right? So I'm hosting a speed dating event for the neurodiverse community. It's between the ages of 20 to 40, and it is next Sunday in Mill Hill. If I could, yeah, just go on to, I don't even know, I'll let you. Oh yeah, just go on to my details. You'll see links to it. Right now, it's interesting because we've had to stop selling male tickets because a lot of males were on this, man. They were buying tickets. We had to stop it because we couldn't get any females. It was hard to get women on this. So yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Males take to my message and females don't. I don't know, man. But the thing is, I'm not against females. I'm not against any. I'm just against this nonsense that has happened. I think we're all being played. I think men and women are getting played. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, this isn't a let's hate women. It ain't one of them channels. I ain't a typical, on the manosphere, red pill. I don't subscribe to that. I subscribe to my own message. I've been on that. I've been on a blue pill. I've been on a red pill. I was going on a black pill. I'm on my pill. I'm on the MJ pill. You know what I'm saying? And MJ pill says a lot of this stuff is garbage. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, we need more women on the chat. You're right. We need more women. Lisa, get us some more women, please. Um, um, yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, both men and women need to get. I think it's saying both men and women need to get their acts together. Agree. We are. Yes, Jill, we are being played. We are. I think we need to get our acts together and see why they dividing us like this, man. What's going on here? What's the more nefarious, treacherous scheme that's been done here? Why do you think a lot of these red pill manosphere things get so much traction? Why do you think? You've asked yourself that. Why do you think? Why do you think a lot of this I may talk about doomer stuff. I don't know if I do. I just talk about stuff that we're going through. There's a lot of the doomer stuff that I've been seeing getting a lot of traction. Why is it? Are they getting pushed? And why would they be getting pushed? What is the reason for that? The woe is me. We're screwed. There's nothing we can do. Might as well, where's the Thames Bridge? Let's jump off it. We're getting a lot of those kind of videos. Why? No hope videos. Why? Why are those being pushed so much? You ever ask yourself that? Anyway, and on that note, people, I am gone, man. It's been a lovely stream. I've enjoyed it. Thank you to the callers as well. Remember, man, we're gonna be doing this every weekend. So yeah, call in, man. You know what I mean? Don't be scared. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Also, yeah, I do events for the neurodiverse community, man. So check those out. We've got a gaming event that's going to be happening every Saturday for next month, 1 till 3 in Finchley Central Library. You have to get a ticket for that. So yeah, man, check out the details in the description. And yeah, man, leave a like on your way out. Thank you everyone that donated in the super chats, man. That was beautiful. Thank you. That was very humbling. Too. So let me give you a shout out personally, man, because you have to do that. So we got the UK Economist and bloody hell, a lot of messages here. Alert Stillness. Thank you so much. Very humbled by that. Really appreciate that, and appreciate everyone that tuned in as well, man. AI Merbiton saying, you playing chess? Yes, I do. I play chess every single day, man. Chess.com, find me there. Add me. Let's challenge me. Let's see who's good at chess and who isn't. But anyway, people, I'm gone. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy it, man. Enjoy this weather. Keep yourself hydrated. It's a mad one, but listen, I don't want to complain too much because we yearn for this kind of weather. But I hope you enjoy whatever you're doing, people. Stay healthy, stay blessed.